Hi guys and welcome back to Keep Smiling Adventures, and today we are going to be doing the route overview, the before you ride the East Devon Trail. I've just got back from it literally yesterday. I just got back, so it's fresh in my mind and we're going to go over everything you need to know before taking on the East Devon Trail bikepacking route. Now we'll also be giving it a difficulty rating, 1 being super easy and 10 being super hard, and then we'll also be giving it an overall, my final rating, again 1 being don't even bother, 10 being get out there and do it now because it's the best thing ever. So let's get straight into this video with the before you ride the East Devon Trail. Let's go. The East Devon Trail is a 113 mile or 181 kilometre bikepacking loop all around East Devon, created by Katherine, taking in some of the best trails around East Devon, from coastal cliff tops, double track, gravel bridleways and steep Devon country lanes. This ride has a bit of everything to test you and also to treat you to the many views that Devon has to offer. Plenty of seaside cafes and pubs to stop and enjoy along the way. This route officially starts in Exeter, but as it is a loop, it is easy to jump onto this route in a bunch of different places. As this route uses lots of different types of ways, it is recommended you have a GPS unit for mapping to make life a little easier, and a spare pair or two of socks, as these trails can be a bit damp in places. This route is probably not for your first time ever bikepacking trip, but for someone who has done a few and now wants to take it a bit further with a bit more elevation included, with a few technical sections thrown in for good measure. This route is for someone looking for a nice amount of challenge while retaining the more holiday feel of having lots of places to stop, sit back and enjoy the views, or a pub lunch looking out to sea along the way. This route does have a few sections of hiker bike to contend with, but I found the route mostly all rideable. The most noteworthy of hiker bike section is climbing up to the cliff tops from Branscombe to Beer. Probably a good place to stop for 1-2 at one of the many pubs in Beer. It's not a route you will just breeze through with ease, but it's also not a route that just feels always hard. There is enough reward versus challenge. If you are looking for a 2 to 3 day bikepacking trip and in the south of England, this is a good option for you. The flow of this route is also very good, with most of the climbing done on the quiet Devon country lanes, to be rewarded with the descents being off-road. The direction of this route is best left alone and done in a counter-clockwise direction. The gravel bike is probably your best bet here, but I would want 42mm tyres at a minimum, but the bigger the better, as some of the terrain can get rough. It also has a lot of sections that never really dry out, as they are constantly under cover from the sun. So the more grip, the better. However, there are plenty of road slogs on this route, so the fast rolling gravel tyre will help you along the way. A fast rolling XC bike would also be a good option, however bear in mind that the road sections can feel quite long at times. First of all, camping is not the only option on this route, with plenty of hotels and B&Bs along the route. However, it's probably best to pre-book these as early as possible in the summer months, as the south coast gets busy with people going on holiday. But if you are looking to wild camp, there are plenty of places to do so. I set out to wild hammock camp, and while there were a few places along the way to wild hammock camp, they can be few and far between, making hammock camping along this route slightly more difficult. For wild camping along this route, I'd suggest going for a bivvy to keep it as stealthy as possible, as the area is quite well populated. A bivvy would provide the opportunity for the best spots and possibly a little sleep on the beach. A small tent would also work too, but the lower the profile, the better. Getting to and from the start of this route is fairly easy, with it starting and finishing at a train station in Exeter, St David's. However, there are a few other train stations along the route, including Cranbrook, Honington and Axminster. Trains going here are either Great Western Railway or South Western Railway. Both require you to book your bike, although I never have with South Western Railways, but check before travelling and avoid travelling at peak times, as there is a limited number of bike spaces. When setting out to do this trip, with my prior experiences with riding in Devon, I had assumed it was going to be quite a challenging ride. And although not a breeze, it was surprisingly not as hard of a ride as I would have imagined. I think a lot of this is owed to the fact that most of the elevation gain is on the country lanes, making most of the route rideable, whether going up or down. There is still a lot of steep climbs on this route. Depending on your experience, you may still find hard. However, the fact that the long hard climbs are on road rather than off-road definitely helps with the flow of this route. This route does have some single track that is tight and technical in places, but this was mostly fun over hard. But use caution, as there are a few sections with some nice slippery routes. So in terms of difficulty, I will give it a 5 out of 10. Right smack down in the middle. Final rating on this route will be a 6.5 out of 10. This route does have a lot of fun sections, and some of the single track in this route is lots of fun. And the flow of the whole route works in your favour instead of against you for the most part. This route from Exeter to Lyme Regis is full of fun and beautiful scenery. However, the return stretch becomes a bit more broken up with lots of road slogs. It still has some fun and beautiful sections, but they can feel quite far apart, and that is why this route didn't quite get the 7. So guys, there we have it, the before you ride the East Devon Trail. It was a great little trip, a nice little overnighter around Devon. I enjoyed it a lot. Nice flow, some beautiful scenery, and definitely some road slogs thrown in there for good measure. But all in all, a nice, successful, fun trip, and not too much rain, apart from that last sort of few miles where it just absolutely hammered it down. Right guys, so that was the before you ride. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more adventures and bikepacking trips and all other types of human-powered adventures. Let's keep this channel growing. 10,000 before the end of the year? Can we make that? Is that a bit optimistic? I don't know. But until next time guys, keep smiling, enjoy the adventure.